do his presentation, and then you'll do the Samsung afterwards. Is that okay? All right, can we allow Mr. Mchali to come to the front? He's going to be focusing on financial literacy. Can we give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you, MC. And I don't know how I can cleverly articulate my words of gratitude for the opportunity in Pileona, but I must state that it is with great humility that I greet you, Sanbonani. All right, Kamalami Usbonsomchali, and as I sit down and conclude, let me touch on a few things about financial literacy and a few other things that assisting Jengosoma business. So I'm happy that akona my institutions akona yukunceda lapho. So I am from MPN Holdings, and I am happy for this initiative. Siyabonga kakhulu Mr. Gumede for leading such a great initiative, and iwe your brand foundation yonke siyabonga kakhulu, ngizocela ukuthi nibashele izandla. And they are streaming live on Wayo Brand Foundation on Facebook. Please, if you can link into your Facebook and share that stream as well on your walls, so that even the people who are not here can also benefit. So before I touch on a few things, kulama minute if you abang pile wona, ngifuna ukuthi ngicacise ukuthi under MPN Holdings we've got a few brands. Including Imperial Managers, of which is a financial advisory company registered under and licensed by FSCA, license number FSP 49257. All right, we also in the business of lending money. We have Imperial Finance, where we borrow people money, and we are actually regulated by NCR, National Credit Regulator, license number NCR CP 14485. I can see some faces here who hasn't paid for a last month, but we will talk. All right. And then on the other side, we also have debt managers helping those who are heavily in debt. So on one side, we put them into debt. On the other side, we help them get out of debt. So either way, it's a system that benefits everyone. Yes. So since there was a time where I was looking for property and I didn't qualify for a property, so I ended up saying, okay, fine, since the banks as an entrepreneur, they do not have the package that actually support me as a business person, and it's easier for someone who simply works for a certain company or department. It takes like few. For me, they need a proper audited 2-year finances and every other thing. So some of those things actually are out of order when we are actually really hustling. All right. So I decided that I will need to dig a little bit and partner with different people. And then that is why we were able to also establish a property development company. And we are also registered and licensed by NHBRC. So those are other opportunities that are well diverse. Esiwa sebenzisayo. And we also assist people abafugwebe planning right under municipality areas if ever bafuna ukuncedana in the building sector. So that's one of the few things. We don't do tenders. We only do the private stuff only. We once did tenders and they didn't come right. And I won't explain why, but anyway, for the last 12 years, we were out of that business. And for us, yes, Kilagakulu, because we were owned by municipalities and government. We are You understand? So that's the one sector, and sometimes it can sabotage small business and black people business. Our government. Angcenge lutho angcelutho kubona under the ukuthi indlela ehlangana ngayo compliance and tax, nothing else for now. All right. So I can say and be critical as much as I want. I've got no business with them. But engifuna ukucacisa kube mqoka ukuthi I remember because one of our company IT was working very nice with people, and we were around 2010 we were doing above $1 million turnover without the government. After that we actually get into the tender system and every other thing, but ilaphayana sathola ukuthi kumele sishayina ama kickback and so forth, you understand? So yabona manje indaba zama kickback, as much as I know you comfortably do it, but for me it's not one of the ethical principles of business. That is why I said no, I'm fine, I will try other means. And after that I can tell you Guti, I was blacklisted by my credit card now because there was no more money coming. I was also garnished, my offices and every other furniture was actually taken. And ngiyakhumbula ukuthi even an apartment I was renting, and then ngakhishwa kuyona impahla yami yabasestradini. And from that day I decided that no man, yazini nale mentor le nginayo uDodo wementor eyangitshela ukuthi yayazi mentor ethi no, I'm seeing other opportunities, but this mentor allocated to me, so no, you must specialize. I'm saying there's an opportunity here. If I can get this accreditation, I can tell you, I've already have clients. He said, no, you must specialize with this. And I found that this niche thing sometimes doesn't work for entrepreneurs. When you want a business, you see an opportunity, your niche must be an opportunity. I'm telling you the honest truth. I know people can tell you every other thing by the book, but when it comes to the real hustle and entrepreneurship, take that book, place it aside, and do communication and selling with people direct. You will make some money there. So, since I also work and understand the struggle of the entrepreneurship, so I have one lady that contacted me yesterday. We have finance amalona ambalwanyana because she's doing a contract with the government, and they haven't paid her. And the interest rate to every month is also increasing. But she was also wanting more money yesterday. And I can tell you that she has supplied everything. She borrowed money to supply and do whatsoever service that was rendered to the government. But till now, that opportunity, the government hasn't paid. And the allocation is with government. They just sabotaging sometimes. And so properly, sometimes they sabotage. Why must we see payment? Let 30 days turn around their corner. It's so impractical. Kune masipale ngiyengubize ngoba ukhona la iduzane ekuthene awuzange ngibhadare ngaze ngayidhuba enye imali, and I'm being honest. Ngaze ngathi I know I donate guys, makuzomela ngincenge neclerka la khona nawo wonke nje umuntu nani ngizobuye nginibone. There's too much money outside there. So that is the honest truth. But nani futhi at some point you do not comply. You know, when there was this opportunity to be funded on this, was it a PPE something? Some of you were found lacking in terms of compliance. You were not able to be assisted at some point because you do not do even any tax compliance, nothing for call, awenzi next. After that, mase guna opportunity, and then when you need to provide the paperwork, you are nowhere to be found. So on that regard, you also have yourself to blame. So there are a few things that I need to touch. Obviously, I'm not gonna go through a slide and every other thing, but I will actually explain in a ground level manner. It's something that you can even buy from a stationery shop, into elements of business, financial reports. You need those things to be Whether you bought some templates or you are doing it kwibhuku babo mama, that is very fine, and you need it to be organized in that way. Starting with your bank statement, that is where I will start. Sometimes you see people, they are really good business people, but they are failing to separate the bank account and the personal account. In such a way that sometimes mawubuka amanye statements, umuntu ufuna assistance, but ubuka bank statement, ubonile ukuthi isope from Gaspar Tops, uyabona ukuthi okay. Iswap inandos le business card, ne street was 2 yasibona la bank statement, and that alone tells you ukuthi this person, because it paints a certain image. All right, when kule business account kwenzeka nama e-wallet reference we danki mabhebeza and yonke lento uzoyibona la. I don't even know danki mabhebeza for what, but ila ku bank statement likhokhile bless yonke into la, but it doesn't appear convincing to the financial. That you need to know and understand. So those nitty-gritties, yabona mawuzoti no. I-business vele yami. Noma ngi-transfer to the personal, I will still do the same. Then do the right thing. And transfer it to your personal, and then you can tankiza every way you like from your personal side. Because come the opportunity, you are putting your application under ABSA finance, so to say. But if they see these things, they are the red flags. I'm telling you, they are the red flags. It tells them that you are not necessarily professional about the business. No matter the amount of money that comes in. It can have a 3 million balance there, but if ever, in terms of the cash flow statement, in terms of the balance sheet and every other thing is not in order, they will not finance that. Because it will eventually count against them. So those are the few things that at some point, are we doing the right thing proper as necessary or as needed? So one of the things in your computer, it can be in Excel, it's your cash flow statement, the money coming in and the money coming out. That's very much important, okay? So you know how much money came in the month of July, how much money went out in the month of July. You know this is the cost of business, of doing business. These are the expenses. These are the account receivables or account payables. Those minor things are very important in terms of organizing your business. All right, that's the small paperwork that you actually need to do, and you need to understand the part of your cash flow statement must be investing activities. For instance, the tools or the capital or the equipment that you've bought, that is part of investing. All right, you must know that if ever I've got these printers and I'm doing sort of printers, how much am I spending for ink or toner and all those things? Those are the cost of doing business. They must be detailed properly every time. If ever you are not in a position to do so, please hire the services of a bookkeeper so that you simply submit all these paperwork, the slips, and every other thing. Because that will help you even in Amasas returns, because there's too many benefits on that one. Maningama deductions also wenza. The petrol isebenzisile uzala is deductible. All those things faneke zithi mase ziphelele la zikwazi ukukunceda, so that even in terms of tax you also benefit. So those are the few things that must be the part of your cash flow. And you need to understand the financing activities that has actually taken place. We business, yeah. You need to understand how much money I owe or how much I owe a business. About our business. So that you need to understand what is with cash flow statement. All right? So those three activities, operating activities, every cost of doing business, you actually detail it down. It doesn't have to be a first accounting software. You know how much you spend on your branding, on your business, on every other thing. Put it down to the detail. All right? Imoto driver is an expense, put it down as well. So that your battery tax, you will pay close to nil. So sometimes we'll teach you how to pay nil, legally. Not today, some other time. All right. For business people, that is a very big advantage that you must actually take care of. Do you understand? So ikuluma some other time. All right. And then the next one, your income statement. All right. Income statements, you've got your sale, you've got your net sales, and then you've got the cost of sales. Obviously, all these things appear on statement to you understand. So you know, good, all right, my services or the stock I have, it cost malengaga. And then the cost of doing business, the commissions I pay, the traveling, the marketing, if you are doing social media ads, please include all those things. They are part of your cost of sale. And then you will have your gross profit. And then we are going to state, okay, ama expenses, operating income, and then how much do I have? Then you have your income before taxes. All right? Because eventually you have to fill my income tax and every other thing. For business people, it's only people who are able to actually charge everything with business, so that your tax will also be minimal. All right? So those are the few things that you need to actually have in your pocket. Moving to the closing, as MC has come closer to indicate that my time is about to be over. And then a balance sheet, do not forget a balance sheet. With balance sheet, you know that I've got assets and liabilities. That's all. So you know that part of your assets, because if you are using your car as a business car, it's part of the assets. Transportation, deliveries, and every other thing. That's part of what? Of your asset. So you've got some business insurance. That's part of what? Your asset, because that insurance in a certain conditions, it can actually cover certain cost. Part of your asset is cash, petty cash, savings, and any other things. And then you also have on the other side the liabilities, and then accounts, those loans you have, they are part of liabilities. But what tells you the health of your business is your balance sheet. If your assets are bigger than your liabilities, and then that means you are still on the healthy side of running what? A business. All right. So even part of your computers, they are part of your business, and then they also depreciate in cost. That's what you must also include. Isn't it that must always be there all the time and every time? And then you must also have a financial forecast. All right? Projection and forecast are very much important. Financial forecast is only based on how the business has performed in the past. All right? That's part of your forecast, because you are retaining your client, so you know that I still have a business with a certain business and a certain brand, so I'm still maintaining that one. They are part of your next year forecast. And then the projections, it's part of the business that I'm still looking for. That's a potential business that I can still access. You need to understand how many population guamashu, all right? And then you ask yourself, how many people who knows about me? And then you strategize that this is how I am going to reach out to these people, so that eventually they know about my brand. Do you understand? So that must be part of what? Of your projections, because you've count in all those necessary. You've got TikTok, you've got Facebook and social media. You are followed by 10,000 people, yet they do not know what you do as a business. All you do is dancing and doing all these trends and so forth, but you are in competition with your own business, because you must wear your brand even in space of a social media. You cannot share jokes while you are still broke. As I'm going to shake your hand, MC, lastly, financial compliance, tax compliance, labor compliance, necessary licensing, accounting, tax and bookkeeping, and all other regulations we need to comply. And as we comply, then we will be able to prosper as a nation, as a young and an old business. But you start with compliance, make sure you comply, because for non-compliance, you can be penalized a whole lot by the government. That is where you must relate very much in terms of compliance. And then lastly, I want to promise you, Ecteni United, and I'm placing a challenge to wear your brand foundation and one way or the other. Just imagine how many people are here. All right, it's a whole lot of people here. So if ever we can be able to network as these whole people and be having a way of, let's say, you are contributing 100 rand, I'm contributing 100 rand and so forth. And at the end of the day, we can have, like, let's say 100,000. And then you have an order, you have a contract, you have a whatsoever you call it, that require maybe 20,000. And then you're gonna pay back to us maybe and pay like 10% more. In that way, as a united business, that is how we can prosper. But the problem here too is that individualism. We look to shine in individuals, but we do not want to embrace each other and work together. These are 4 people you can easily make money from them. Number 1 is black people, because they like to buy. They are biggest consumers in South Africa. Every other person, the Chinese are coming for you because they know you like Chinese stuff. All these Pakistans and every other thing, they come for you, so that everyone knows that the one person we can make money out of is the black nation. All these other people coming from all other continents, they are coming after your money. And your competition is not black people. Your competition is everyone who can take money out of your pocket. That is your competition. Your smartphone is also your competition, because it's not bringing money, it's taking money out of what? Your pocket. That's one of two. The second people who can make money from them for sure is women. You must make sure that you actually specialize with that people. They like to buy. They buy everything. They buy the hair, they buy the color, they buy everything they buy. As Kwameni, there's a whole lot of tengiwe. Bathenga angazi bagcoba ngayo yonke into ethengwayo. Khona kokugcoba amashiya, khona kokugcoba umlomo, khona kokugcoba enyawo, khona kokugcoba the back. Amadoda awagcoba lutho, kodwa nina nje nithenga yonke into. Bavumile nenze njani ningabayeki. And our youth that has been conditioned to be consumers, they are falling for the system. They are consumers of note. They want the high lifestyle using the NFSA's money. Those are people who are tertiary, but they are one of the biggest alcohol consumers. That's the business. Consumption is what? A business. Lifestyle is way inflated. That's a business. Do not forget that. And then even the children. The children are, everyone. Who do a business specifically targeting kids, children here? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. That's a business you cannot ignore. Mangabuza bangaka bethu abantwana abenza sure ukuthi we make sure we give them everything they need. All of us, ne? Guys, these are your clients. So they need to know what you do, what happiness you can bring into their children. That's one of the few things that you need to understand. And then, because of time, thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Bonzo. Thank you.
Siyabonga Baba Mchani. Hi Baba Mchani, we are steadily isithwebu. Another round of applause. Hayi boso mabhizinisi satshelwa ke indaba zethu namhlanje mina ngapha. Sisemhlanga. No, okay guys, we're going to take 3 questions for Ubaba Mchali. Whatever question that you may have relating to financial literacy, mhlambe nawo nalenkinga yo e-wallet bamabhebeza, wambuza uthi yekwa kanjani leyo mpahla, nalaba bangasikhokelile abakhona nabo labo futhi. All right guys, by show of hands, any questions? I've got a lady in the back with the red. Anyone else? Awusitetelile isithwebe abama ngafuna ukubuza umuntu umbuzo. Ay. Shuthi sifa ngamvuye la. So, yekana ma iwale. Yes ma'am. Oh, there's the second one here. Yes ma'am.
Sanbonani. My name is Mrs. Twala. I'm Nozipo Twala. I come from Zameni Remedial Assessment Center. I'm a director of a special school, so I deal with kids. Mausu Puma was the game. Yes, Ngikona, I'm available. I don't have a question based on finance, but ngiyagowisha njoba ngihleli la cha usungishayile shem. Ngifuna ukuthola ukuthi do you do one-on-one session? Can we arrange that? I'm sure I'm asking for everyone because I shame. Do you do such work? If not, refer us please because I ziyakhala.
All right, yes, we do such a consultation and every other thing, but ngizocela ukuthi ama details and all stuff nizowathola at the back from Usandile and Mr. Kumede, or from the whole of Where Your Brand Foundation team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The gentleman in the front and with the gray, can we please give him the mic?
Sanbonani.
Yes, sir.
Ngingunkanyiso Dube. We are in a business of insurance. My business name is BH Insurance. Into engicela ukuyibuza ubaba umtshali ukuthi ngebonile lapho ukuthi one of the things azenzayo is registered as an FSP. So ngiyafisa ukuthi sibe ne session naye because thina we are establishing a business, but I've got over 20 years experience in the industry, so we know what we are doing. So, but ngiyacabanga ukuthi khona mhlambe izinto esinga kuthiwa ngonje ngelanguage le yakwa music esinga collaborate kuzona. Okwesibili baba umtshali before uphendule, I also see you as a motivational speaker. So ngicela ukubuza ukuthi mhlambe are you available mhlambe to speak in small groups because kwi business yami sisebenza kakhulu networking, so we get people and we teach them how to distribute, and then they go out and distribute, and while they are distributing they also refer other people to come and distribute, and they create their own teams as well that way. So into ngicela ukuyibuza ukuthi mhlambe singakwazi ukubuya ukukhuluma privately nokuthi ke are you available to speak to small groups in terms of motivation and stuff like that. Thank you.
All right, ngicela ukuphendula umbuzo wokugcina. Even though I'm not a speaker or a motivator, last 2 weeks ago, Sasika Mashu with Where Your Brand Foundation, they were also there. Lokshini, because sometimes abantu bethu bekhona, we do visit, and lastly, so congratulate her for entering the financial sector market. We still have less than 1% of black people presented in the market, and there are more opportunities. Siyandinga nakulapho, so ingakho sifuna empower abantu bakithi one way or the other. But even that arrangement, please also liaise with the Sandile and Kumede lapha at the back. We will gladly be able to assist and empower and reach our people.
Thank you very much. Kumnandi la ka Where Your Brand. Uyabona nje ngisho nama speaker athola amagigi ziyakhala nje. Nawe nje mongathi uqhweba lo seceleni ungathi usefuna ukubhuka. All right, we'll take one last hand, then we will soldier on to the presentation from Samsung.
Afternoon, colleagues. I want to know if there is a software for accounting. There's also do analytic reports, which also integrates CRME, of which subscriptions are very friendly for a small business. Which one would you recommend?
All right, even though I do not have a specific software in mind, but there's a whole lot, starting from Pastel, and amanye that are on the cloud services are now provided by companies like Vodacom Business. I will mention them because they are here, and then you can do all your coding, all your other thing simply online invoicing and many other things ozenza nge-smartphone sakho. But for more information, I will also go deeper kukuncediseni. But abanye who are starting even from a lower level than that, Excel is also able to do all those sort of things. If ever you get someone who can simply program Excel according to your specifications, you will be very much covered even on that regard.
Thank you. Ngokukhethekile la komanje mhlawumbe akekho onombuzo. Kakhulukazi ku informal sector mhlawumbe oyedwa. Oh, nangu mama. Yes, can we bring the mic here please?
Sanibonani.
Yebo sawubona mama.
Okay, uThabisa Nhlabathi lo from Everlem. Ngicela ukubuza ukuthi ubhuti bengimuzwa ekhuluma ngokuthi ungakwazi ukuthi usave as much as you can mawudayisa une business account. Uma ngabe usunayo business account, kukalelekile ukuthi okay, kumele ubhenki imali engaka ukuze usheshe uqualify kubeni usomabhizinisi ovelele noma ungafaka malini, it doesn't matter. Ngiyabonga.
All right, ukuphendula umbuzo wakho ngiyayazi informal sector nabo mama bami bayayithanda imattress bank kodwa ke imattress bank so I will advise ekutheni is very much important ekutheni imali osukuyenza. I decided ukuthi i-business account engiyivulayo kube i-money market business account because it actually gives you a good interest for your money that is there, you understand? So as compared to the check account. So it's the same account, it's just that money market is an investment business account that gives you an interest based on the money you have. All right? So for cash flow purposes and creating your financial profile, it's good ukuthi wenze njani, wenze lawo ma deposit owazi ukuthi I can deposit maybe u20% engiye ngudinge next week ukuyothenga stock. You understand? Just to avoid bank charges and every other thing. So those constant deposit, ngiyazi ukuthi imarket yezitokfela, imarket vele enemali kakhulukazi engabhenki kakhulu, but banking and using a business account that actually benefits you is one of those important things ekufanele zibendlela. But let us bank, let us so that sokwazi ukutracker igrowth yethu all the time and every time.
Thank you very much, sir. It's very important that we ensure that we include everybody in the room. Where Your Brand is an international brand, and this event, we are so lucky that it's starting here in KZN because it's going to be traveling the whole of South Africa. We were already getting people from Gauteng asking us, hey, when are you coming this side? By the way, I also want to give a round of applause by the turnout of RSVPs that we got. We got literally just above 3,000 people trying to come to this event. And if you are in this room, you must know you are special. So yeah, I'll take the last question there with the lady in the yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Audra. I don't have a question from APSA. We just have an answer for CEC. When you asked about accounting, solutions, and
yeah,
we do. APSA does have. It's called Cash Flow Manager. So you can speak to us. We do have solutions in terms of how you can do your accounting and your bookkeeping. That's all I wanted to say.
APSA is the way to go. Yeah. Look at us. Even look at our ladies with the big abs. And APSA, we love you, APSA. You must know that. Sponsor us again. Anyone else?